All right. Ooh, excuse me. So, we are going to get set here to start this stream. This should be a fun one. Let me tell you. Indianapolis Motor Speedway here for the Indiana 250 at the Brickyard. We've got a fun one in store for you here today. 100 laps, 250 miles. We qualified 32nd, but we do have 3 drivers starting at the rear of the field. Therefore, we will be starting in the 29th position. So here we go. Nevertheless, we're going to get the ball rolling early on in this race. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your Thursday, and this is going to be the final stream of the day. We will have a couple more tomorrow, or a few more rather tomorrow. But for right now, here we go. The green flag in the air. We've got the steering wheel. We are set to go at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Brickyard. 30 laps in the opening stage of the race. We should be just good to the end on fuel by about 6 laps, and already going into turn 1. Just trying to keep control of the car on the inside of the racetrack. Don't have to turn the wheel much. Starting at the rear of the field after a poor qualifying effort. Already 3 wide down the back straightaway. Quickly going to move on past BJ McLeod and Zane Smith. Driving it in deep into turns 3 and 4. Taking it 3 wide down to the bottom again as we try to make these passes as cleanly as possible. Going all the way down to the bottom of the track, really trying to break the draft down the front straightaway. And already 29 laps to go. Almost took it 3 wide for a second. Really tried to get out of the gas. Very flat, fast racetrack here at Indianapolis. You really don't want to take it 3 wide into the corners if you can help it. Good run though off of turn 2. Jumping to the inside of Garrett Smithley. Going to have the advantage here, and we're going to clear him slightly before we get into turn 3. Earnhardt out in front of the field now. I missed my entrance into turn 1 there, and to really get on the brakes. Brandon Brown trying to catch us from behind right now. Went on through turn 2 pretty nice. These long straightaways at Indianapolis allow a great opportunity to draft off of the drivers ahead of. That's how we were able to sling our way on past the 01 of Stephen Light. 8 different winners over the course of the season so far. 2 races early in the race earlier today at Darlington. We got the win. One that's Josh Williams. I don't know what it is, but we're not getting into turn 1 very well at all right now. Turn 3 we're doing all right, but yeah, I don't know. Turn 1 just can't seem to carry the speed that we need. 3 wide now down the back straightaway. Definitely getting off of turns 2 and 4 on the racetrack pretty well. Ran a clean race so far. Our poor qualifying effort came because we hit the wall coming out of turn 4 on our one and only qualifying lap. Now to the inside of John Hunter Nemechek, trying to get into the first turn. Again, we kind of overrun the corner just a little bit. But we are going to complete the pass still through turn 1. Now into turn 2, getting a little tight. still able to get the car to turn. Gonna ride along now with the onboard cam. It's probably the best we've entered turn 1 so far in this race. We're in a little too deep that time through turn 4. And I get it to stick. All the way down to the track. Gotta take it easy there when we get the left side tires down right around the curbing on the inside of the corners. Big run coming now down the back straightaway on Ryan Sieg. Quickly going to jump to the inside now going into turn 3. A little loose on the entrance to the corner. So we had to get the car loaded up in time. Trying to set him up here through turn 4 now. Closing into the back bumper. Right there, all the way down to the inside of the racetrack. Going to try to break the draft and get on by the 39 of Ryan Sieg. Back up the racetrack. We're going to clear him going into turn 1. Drove it in a little too deep. And look at Sieg powering his way back through on the outside. Tyler Reddick now leading laps in this race. He is the 3rd different leader in this one. Back to the inside again here, trying to get around Ryan Sieg now into turn 3. This time we're going to clear him. So 30 laps in the first stage. We'll have 30 in the second stage as well, which means that we will end the race on a 40-lap stage. Working off of turn 2 now on Justin Allgaier. Down to the inside. Trying to use all the racetrack possible. And we are going to easily clear him down the back straightaway. He'll give us the position. This is definitely one of the more fun racetracks I feel like trying to race at, especially with the steering wheel. At the same time, though, very, very difficult. One groove racetrack for the most part all the way around, and you really can't miss your line at all in the corners. And now we have our first caution of the race here on lap 10. So on lap 10, we get a caution. And it doesn't look like we have anybody pitting the top half of the field. The only 2 drivers to hit pit road here are going to be Elliott Sadler and Austin Hill. That is because they are currently the last 2 in the racetrack. So, you know, tires, tire wear not too bad here at Indianapolis usually, so should be fine. far as that goes. Alright, so here we go. After the caution on lap 10, the green flag will be back in the air here in stage 1. First restart of the race now, taking it 3 wide to the inside, going into turn 1 as we try to get up to speed and quickly going to move down. And we're going to slide up right next to the number 9 car in second place of Noah Gregson, now trying to drive past him through turn 2. Still side by side for position. Down the back straightaway. Gregson trying to side draft us. We're going to try to pull up in front of him now, and we do. Down the back straightaway into turn 3 now. Quite do it yet. We're side by side now through the short chute in 3. Driving it deep into turn 4. On the outside comes Gregson. A little bit of contact coming out of turn 4, and Noah Gregson looking for the position as we try to side draft him back now and down the front straightaway. We'll likely be side by side for second going into turn 1. And we will clear him, at least for right now, but that opens up the door on the bottom for Custer as we get a little loose going into 2. So hard to just hold on to this position on the racetrack. And now we're 3 wide for second down the back straightaway. A little contact there with Custer. All we were trying to do was side draft him, but we kind of got sucked right into him. Up to second now, trying to close right back in on Tyler Reddick once again into turn 4. Look how close we got to the back bumper of the 2. For Richard Childress racing out of the inside, looking for the race lead for the first time today at the line. We barely lead the lap. It's our first lap led of the race. We're almost halfway through stage 1, and we're going to clear Tyler Reddick off of turn 1. And a great move. So we try to hold on to the lead through turn 2. We will. And now we'll try to drive away. We've got the clean air on such a tough track to pass. Especially for the lead of all things. We're having a good showing so far though. Got about a 1 second lead on Tyler Reddick. Not sure who's out of the race, but we do have a driver out. Now that we have clinched the regular season title, though, these stage points don't mean anything. We're already going to get an additional 15 playoff points, but the stage wins do mean something. Of course, we'll take every playoff point we could possibly get. You never know what could happen in the postseason. In that opening round, a couple tough races to start things off at Richmond on a short track. Then we go road course racing at the Roval in Charlotte. Those are just the first 2 races in the opening round of 12 in the playoffs. Remember, we do get a new winner today. They will be in the postseason. We've still got one more race at Las Vegas before the playoffs start. So factoring in, we have 105 playoff points on the year already after 16 wins. An opportunity to get 14 more. We've already gotten another 15 locked in because of the regular season championship. So we'll have at least 120 playoff points to start. That is a 2-race buffer. So we're looking pretty good as far as the points are considered to have a strong chance to make it to Miami for the championship. Track does look a little more banked in person. I was here for the in 2018 for the Brickyard 400, and I also watched the Xfinity race that weekend too. Didn't originally plan on it. Went up there Sunday morning strictly for the Cup race. Oh, into the wall there off of turn 1. Saw us just climb it there after it get into the safer barrier. But yeah, I mean, just looking down that whole front straightaway and looking into turn 1. Be surprised how much banking there actually is, despite the fact that it is a pretty flat track and one of the flattest in NASCAR. Seems even flatter though with the speeds you carry both into turns 1 and 3. Back to the regular cam, at least all the way to the end of stage 1. We are definitely pulling away from everybody, at least for right now. Don't know if we'll get another caution before the end of the stage or not. It's not impossible, and if it does happen, we'll just have to try our best here to still try to get the win in the stage. Not impossible that we, I should say there is a possibility that we could catch lap traffic before the end of the stage despite the caution coming out on lap 10. At the line this time we will have 8 laps to go in stage number 1. The Xfinity Series is actually going to be racing on the road course later this year during this race weekend. So that'll definitely be interesting to watch. It'll give the Xfinity Series a 5th road course on the season. So they will have 4 in the regular season now. Pretty crazy. Let's look at the speedometer down on the bottom right there going into turn 1. 195 miles an hour in an Xfinity car. Not a Cup car. An Xfinity Series car. Simply amazing. See what our speed will be like going into turn 3 as well here while we're in the clean air. We are catching this lap traffic pretty quickly though. We got to 193 going into 3 that time. We're on older tires too. We're not even necessarily on fresh tires. Tires aren't real old. I mean, they got a little over 20 green flag laps on them. That's about it. So despite starting at the rear, got to the lead on lap 15 and now we've led every lap since. And to zoom around all these lap cars here towards the rear end of the field. Even if they do give us a little bit of an issue, we do have a 12-second lead to fall back on before Tyler Reddick would catch us. So we do know we can go a full fuel run for sure here at Indy. Oh, coming in a little too deep there into turn 3. Got to be careful. Gonna make the pass on Timmy Hill. Now to the inside of Joey Gase coming off of 4. We'll clear him as well. And at the line this time, 4 laps to go in stage 1. Things are looking good here for Christopher Bell so far in the opening stage of the race. Great corner through turn 2, carrying a ton of speed now down the back straightaway. Zooming on by Mike Harmon. Be catching that next car, Stephen Light, just ahead of us here pretty soon. We're going to take Light around the outside through turn 3. It's a great pass. Tough to pass around the outside here at Indianapolis. We made it happen though. So 3 laps to go in the stage. Even if a caution comes out, we are going to win stage 1 here at Indy in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but nevertheless, on the back straightaway, good chance to put a lot more drivers a lap down here before the end of the stage. Quickly down to the bottom underneath John Jackson, beating him into the corner. Down to the bottom now underneath Matt Mills. In turn 4, we'll clear him up off of 4. 22 drivers on the lead lap here in the race. And that's despite having a caution in the stage. 2 to go. Will probably take us 10 to 15 laps before we are the fastest car in the racetrack though. Pretty much every run in this one. Good chance we're going to get at least 2 more cars a lap down here before the end of the stage as well. Coming off of turn 4 cleanly again, we'll have the white flag in the air at the start-finish line this time. 1 lap to go here at Indy in stage 1 in this NASCAR Xfinity Series race. It looks like Michael Annett in 22nd, not having a great day so far. We'll catch him through turn 1, now to his inside into turn 2. BJ McLeod also just in front of us. Really taking way down to the inside through turn 2, and we're going to be able to clear McLeod down the back straightaway. 20 drivers now on the lead lap here. We roll into turn 3. Next driver to catch and pass. I don't think we're going to be able to get him here before the end of the stage. Nope. So there we go, coming up off of turn 4 to the start-finish line. The green-white checkered flag is going to be in the air, and Christopher Bell will win stage 1 here at Indianapolis. That's a good start here to the race. Really dominating the second half of the stage. So we're going to pit for 4 fresh tires here, no damage to be repaired. 3/4 tank of fuel will seemingly be enough to fill it up to the end of the stage. So we will head to the restart. We win the race off of pit road, and we will remain in the race lead. Green flag going to be in the air. Stage 2 underway at the Brickyard. 27 laps in the second stage. And we will see how this one will go. At the clean air through turn 1 here, quickly taken off right from the get-go, so that's a good start. Through turn 2, running it pretty good. We'll see what kind of a run Tyler Reddick will have down the back straightaway as he tries to close in on our back bumper. Going into turn 3, is he going to look to the inside? I don't think he's close enough yet. Reddick definitely looking all over us right now for the race lead through turn 4. We're going to hold on to it though off of turn 4. Up to speed back at the start-finish line. Justin Haley looking to the inside of Reddick for second now, going into turn 1. Oh, getting a little tight through turn 1 in the short chute. Now Justin Haley going for the race lead into turn 2. And he's going to complete the pass with Cole Custer following, and now we're getting freight trained around the bottom of the racetrack. Custer just going to clear us now. Noah Gregson got a great side draft and now push down the back straightaway. That'll give us maybe a chance going into 3 on Custer. Tyler Reddick was boxed in for a short moment there. Now we get bumped up out of the way by Noah Gregson, who's got the advantage into turn 4. He is still there as we get shuffled out of line again with a little more contact. .25 to go in stage 2 as we try to hold on to the 6th position. Ryan Sieg trying to close in on us now from behind. Right in Chase Briscoe's draft right now. We're going to carry a ton of speed into turn 3. 200 miles an hour in the Xfinity Series going into 3 here at Indy. Really tough time trying to get that car rolled down, and now in the wall off of turn 4. Sieg's going to get around us around the top side. We're going to try to get out of these guys' way because they're coming in fast. Jeffrey Earnhardt, Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier will get on by. Chastain also trying to get on by in 10th. He will. A little mistake up off of turn 4 definitely cost us quite a bit of time. Think about it. We were leading to start the stage. Now we're back to 11th. Chastain keeps moving lower and lower to block us there. Carrying a lot of speed off of turn 4 at times. That is definitely our best corner of the racetrack. Try to go down to the inside of Chastain again. We'll clear him before we get into one. Now to the inside of Allgaier. And we're going to get up to ninth, excuse me. Quickly down to the bottom. And to the inside of Jeffrey Earnhardt for eighth. Up off of turn 2, trying to side draft him. Now to the inside of Brandon Jones here. We're going to clear both him and Earnhardt easily before we get into turn 3. Now a deep dive going into the corner. Mistake. Jones gets into the back of us. He gets loose. Chastain gets on by. Able to run full throttle through 4 that time. A little bit of damage to the rear bumper now, though. Especially compared to what we had earlier. Chastain now looking to the inside. Ryan Sieg down the back straightaway. We're getting a big run ourselves here. 3 wide now down the back. This is going to get tight going into 3. Chastain going to be the one to get out of the gas, though, and not risk it. What a move by Christopher Bell. We're able to get up to 6. Coming off of turn 3. Through the short chute into 4. Tyler Reddick continues to lead here at Indy. We have led the most laps in this race. Second most is Tyler Reddick, and he's not too far behind us. 21 laps to go. We won the opening stage of the race if you are just joining in. Final stream of the day. Got a few more coming up for you tomorrow, though. Trying to run down these race leaders here out ahead of us. Also, if you are just joining us as well, we are using the steering wheel for this race here today. We raced at Darlington earlier. We ran with the controller. Going all in here with this one. I feel like we're gaining a little bit of ground on the 98 of Briscoe, currently in 5th. So close to being able to get the draft. We are getting a little bit of a draft here down the end of the front straightaway into 3 on Chase Briscoe. Try to set him up here through turn 2. Taking a little bit later dive into the corner, and we are going to beat him back to the gas in the process. Down to the inside now for 5th on Chase Briscoe, down the back straightaway. Not going to be able to clear him before we get into 3, so we're going to have the inside line going into the corner. Now we clear him. We try to get a nice run here on Cole Custer through turn 4 as well, carrying a ton of speed off of 4. Custer up the block. We move back down to the bottom now. Thought about moving down in front of us, won't do it. We're side by side for 4th now, down the front straightaway into turn 1. This could get tight. Oh, look at Custer fighting on the outside of the track. We couldn't clear him that time. He's doing a great job up there. Amazed he was able to hold the line through turn 1, but he will not be able to repeat in turn 2, as that will move us up to 4th. Custer, though, just behind us. We go down the track to try and shake the draft. He follows us. I didn't want him getting a real shot at us to get into turn 3 and have him overtake us. And a little bit off the white line there that time. It's all right though. Still made it through the corner pretty well for the most part. 17 to go now. Closing in on the leaders again. Big trap down the back straightaway now on Justin Haley as we move to his inside. And we're side by side into turn 3. Oh man, dove a little bit too early into the corner. Have to check up out of the gas, and Haley's going to complete the crossover move. It was a big mistake on our behalf there. Did run through turn 4 pretty well though. We'll try to get him back down the front straightaway. And we'll clear Justin Haley before we get into turn 3 that time, or turn 1 rather that time. So we're easily able to stay in front of him. Now trying to work on Noah Gregson, who is in second. Whew, stayed in the gas there. Almost got in the wall off the 2, but again, we're going to carry a ton of speed using all of the racetrack necessary. Gregson kind of moving down to the inside. It's going to make a sharper angle for us as we get loose going into turn number 3. That was a scary moment. And that'll allow Justin Haley to try to pull back into our back bumper once again. Gotta be patient though. We are definitely the fastest driver on the racetrack right now. 15 laps to go. Car is a little looser though with that rear bumper damage that we got earlier in the stage for Brandon Jones, and since then it's getting even looser now that the tires are getting a little older lap after lap. As you can see how loose we are going through turn 3 that time, trying to keep the car turned on the inside of the track. Big run coming now on Noah Gregson. He can't block us to the top. Big side draft coming off of 4. We're easily going to clear him down the front straightaway. Bell up to second behind Reddick now with 14 to go in the stage. And it is definitely taking us longer to try and take the lead here in stage 2 compared to stage 1. I do think we have plenty of time to easily get around Reddick. And in fact, we're going to catch lap traffic here pretty soon. See them up into turn 3 when we're about halfway down the back straightaway as we close in on Tyler Reddick once again now through turn 3. Got a shot at him into turn 4. Not going to waste any time to the inside. Tough area of the racetrack to pass. We push up the track a little bit. Reddick trying to beat us back to the gas. And there he goes, side by side, pulling in right behind him. And he's just able to hold in front of us. Kind of working his way down the track a little bit. We're going to have to back off going into turn 1 and stay right behind him again. Beating him back to the gas now through the short chute, back to the inside into 2. Christopher Bell back out in front of Tyler Reddick. Bell to the lead, but not officially until we get back to the start-finish line. There we go, down to the inside, breaking the draft again on Reddick. Not going to allow him to try and pull closer. Especially with lap traffic looming here, we'll see how both of us can try to work our way around this. We are definitely the fastest driver on the racetrack right now. Elliott Sadler going to go another lap down here in this one. One driver out of the race still at this point. Oh boy, man. Quickly down to the inside. We're going to get around Austin Hill also. They run through turn one there. Look at us not wasting any. That was risky, but we got through it. Didn't want to waste any time with only having a second and a half lead on Reddick. Splitting it 3 wide through the middle of the short chute. It's an unbelievable overtake there. To go. To the outside in turn one now on Jeff Green. Do the same, a little too late. Still gonna work though. Usually would work more often on the slower back marker cars than faster cars up towards the front, nevertheless. Doing a great job though, not wasting much time at all getting around the lap cars. Won by about 17 seconds back in stage one. Got a 5.5 to 6 second lead at the line this time, and we have 9 laps to go in stage two. And the only caution of the race so far was on lap 10. And we are just past the halfway mark in this race. There's a grand total of 49 laps to go out of 100, so lap 52 of 100. To the outside, up off of turn 3. Look at how loose we were just to get the car to turn into turn 4. Wow. We get on the brakes there in 4. I think we were going to get the car loaded up in time. That car was all sorts of out of shape. 8 to go at the line. But if we don't get a caution in the final stage of the race though, it is going to be a fuel mileage race to the finish, because by the time we pit, we'll probably be about a lap short on fuel when we start the final stage. If we get a caution, we can make it to the end, but then you get take the risk of everybody else just on tires at that point. You know, do you pit and take the 4 fresh tires and top off, or do you just stay out and risk it? Although Indy being a flatter track tire wear at times could be bad, but that many laps left on a 2.5 mile track, I just think it's too much to overcome, as we're in the wall off of turn 2 that time. Sorry, turn 1 rather. Pulling it in slowly to turn 2 now. We tried to pass around the outside a little too much. No need to do that at this point in the race. Can't hurt the car anymore. And the lead is once again back down to under 7 seconds. The outside of Tommy Joe Martins. And we will complete the pass. Quickly getting around Zane Smith now. Six laps to go. in the stage. By John Jackson out through turn 4. Just moving our way on up through the race. Currently 21 drivers on the lead lap. 5 laps to go in stage number 2. Trying to sweep the stages here in this one. Looking like we're going to have a good chance of doing so. Around Cesar Barcella now. Under the outside of BJ McLeod. Pass Matt Mills in 22nd. He'll go 2 laps down now. 4 laps to go at the line. Three laps to go now, so if a caution comes out at the end of this stage, the stage will then come to an end. Kaz Gralla in 21st right now. The last driver on the lead lap is about to go a lap down. Oh, a little contact now through turn 2. He's holding on. Although I don't know how much longer that's going to last. And now we'll clear him going into turn 3. So we are putting more drivers a lap down here in this second stage versus stage 1. Granted, a lot of that is because we had a caution at stage 1 right about the half. That split the stage in almost about half. At this stage we have been caution free so far. 2 to go. Going to get by Michael Annette here just to the outside of John Hunter Nemechek again, not wasting any time, and we now only have 17 drivers on the lead lap. Slow cut, wow, I didn't see him until the last second, all the way down on the access road now. Into turn 3. And around we go. We try, oh my goodness, just trying to save it, and we did. Oh my gosh, caution's out. What a save! Woo! And if we didn't save that, we were not going to win the stage. What a save by Christopher Bell. Locked it down, and thank goodness Nemechek nor Annette hit us as well. Nemechek will get the free pass, so we will have 18 drivers on the lead lap. Slow car in the way. I don't know why the caution didn't come out beforehand. It did come out eventually. So we will have 39 laps to go. in this race when we go green. We'll be about 3 laps short on fuel. Reddick wins the race off the pit road. We actually lost 5 spots there. And the green flag will be back in the air here to start the third and final stage. Quickly on the top side of the racetrack. Where to go here through turn 1. Through the short chute. Now into 2. Reddick holding the top lane. We got nowhere to go. Just trying to hold on to it now as C tries to side draft off of us. Big run though down the back stretch. Going into turn 3, carrying a ton of speed, trying to get the car loaded up. At least we're back on the inside of the racetrack. Custer trying to squeeze by on the top. Oh, a little contact off of turn 4 between Bell and Custer. It's going to cost each other a ton of time. 38 laps to go. Look at that side draft going into turn 1, but nobody's got the advantage right now. More contact now through the short chute and into turn 2. Custer with a wild pass on the outside of the racetrack through turn 2. We beat him back to the gas though. Looked like got the draft. Big run now. Huge side draft down the back stretch. Contact going into 3. Still can't clear Custer for 6th. Through the short chute in 3. Into turn 4 now on the inside of the track. Custer on the outside. Not wasting any time. Custer slings past us again. Had to get that car loaded up in time. Hit the brakes a little harder than normal. Didn't want to run into the back of Custer and send him spinning into 1. 2 cautions in this race, 1 in each of the stages. And 2 drivers have DNF'd so far as well. Trying to set Custer up here. Big run off of turn 4. Man, look at how much speed we're carrying off of 4, trying to get the car to turn. Now to the inside of Custer down the front stretch, going into turn 1, side by side again. Can we get him this time? Driving it in deep. No, can't get him. Look at him just side draft. Custer almost hit the wall, but he didn't. It was unbelievable. And that's just how you keep your foot in it. Off of turn 2, what a battle for 6th right now, and it just slows each other up so much. Again, Bell to the bottom of the track. So much straightaway speed in this car, and we sit behind him in the draft. And now going into 3, we're going to finally slide in front of Cole Custer. We're going to hold the position through the short chute and into 4. And Christopher Bell now up to the 6th position on the racetrack. Big run coming out of the back bumper of Ross Chastain. We move to the in-car cam and out of the inside of Chastain. Side by side into turn 1 for 5th. Chastain with the advantage on the top. He's got us cleared. And again, he'll hold the position at least for right now. Great battle going on though. And another big shot and a big run at Chastain. He moved down to block us for a second, but we had way too much speed coming. Into turn 3, we're going to clear Ross Chastain for the position. Through turn 4 now, going to hold on to it. Chastain got a better run off of turn 4 than we did though. Down the back straightaway, here he comes. Going into turn 1, we both carry a ton of speed there. He's all the racetrack going into 2, driving it deep though, not allowing Chastain to try and get by us. And here he comes on the inside. We're side by side now, down the back stretch, and here comes Custer to try and help. He's not going to. Chastain will pass us back for 5th. This 3-car battle for the 5th position, though, probably the best battle we've had this entire race. Between me, Chastain, and Custer. Couldn't get Ross into turn 3 that time. Through 4, Custer closes to our back bumper. Now they're side by side up there for 2nd and 3rd. Another big run on Chastain at the line. 33 to go. Into turn 1. Chastain still holding to the top side, and we're still side by side now into 2. Look at Custer trying the middle for a second. The lane closed up, and he's going to try to follow Chastain on the outside. Chastain able to make the completion there. Just above us as we drive it in deep into 3, getting it to stick, and we're still side by side. Custer now clears us going into turn 4. What a battle going on right now. Again down the front straightaway, big run on Custer. Nice side draft. Now we're side drafting each other. I don't think we're going to get to Chastain into the corner. No, we're not. On the brakes again through turn 1. Big run to the back bumper of Custer. A little bit of a bump there. Couldn't get the car loaded up in time. Look at how close we are. Insane. Down to the inside again. Side by side for 5th going into turn 3. Oh, drove it in a little too deep. And Chastain again powers by on the outside of the racetrack. Custer quickly down to the bottom, but we're going to throw the block for the time being. And now going into turn 4, we're going to hold on Custer. Look at how this car's just sliding around off of 4. And another big run coming to the 5th place driver in the 4-car of Ross Chastain. One more time, 31 to go. Back into turn 1 again, just trying to beat him into the corner, and Chastain is still up on the top. And this has been a clean battle for these 3 drivers trying to get into the top 5. No contact has been made the entire time, which is insane on this flat racetrack. Reddick trying to pull away from everybody for the race lead. Now side by side into turn 3. Big moment. Oh, locking the brakes hard into the outside wall. And Evans going to lose us 2 spots on the racetrack when we were trying to get by Chastain. A mistake made. And we came down into the 0-0 there of Custer as well. $30 laps to go. Custer still battling for 6th, but Chastain was easily able to drive off after that. To the inside of Custer. I don't know how much speed that's going to cut out of the car. I would assume it's going to cut out a little bit after hitting that wall last lap coming out of 2, but off of 4 again, more contact here. Custer's going to drive on by again. We're into the wall coming out of 4, and the handling of the car is definitely going away. 29 to go. I think all it took was that one hit into the outside wall, and now into 1 into the outside wall. Losing even more time. Just fell back to 9th. He power passed Jeremy Clements and Brandon Jones. Back through turn 4 again. Man, this car is getting very, very tight. We've hurt the right side of this car pretty bad too. We're just trying to hold on to it with 28 to go. Everybody is 3 laps short on fuel though, so we will have a pit stop before the end of this race. We're going to have a lot of damage on the right side of that car to repair too. Unfortunately. Sometimes it's just a circumstance of hard racing. Wasn't anybody's fault there other than our own too. And although we slowed Custer down, we really only slowed ourselves down by quite a bit. Able to hold it full throttle through turn 4 that time, and again we're going to try to get around Custer for 6 to his inside, coming off of turn 4, down the front straightaway. 27 laps to go at the line, and going into turn 1 we're going to clear him. That last lap was pretty good for the damaged car that we've got. Still about 3.5 seconds behind Chastain. Can't let those couple mistakes shake us though. 26 to go in the race. Still knowing we got a pit stop to the finish though as well. It's gonna make this race insane to the finish, let me tell you. Caution. Caution is out with 26 to go. It's our 3rd caution of the race. And we'll rack them and stack them again. Make sure we pit here. So we'll see here after this 3rd caution now if well, this race might go all the way to the finish. Green flag going to be in the air. Here we go. "23 laps to go on the restart. 3 wide down to the bottom into turn 1, trying to hold on to it. Look at how loose we got. Able to barely have to lift out of the gas as we try to roll through turn 2 now. Down the back straightaway we come. Allgaier had to check out of the gas. That's going to back up the whole outside line. Big side draft now on the 51 of Clements. Going forward into turn 3. So close to the inside of Cindric there. We're going to get to his inside through the short chute and now into turn 4. Big slide job up out of 4. We complete the pass, barely able to block off Clements on the bottom 2. What a move by Christopher Bell to get into the 8th spot. Trying to hold on to it with 22 to go now. And just hoping we don't fall too far behind. Clements though, coming back to the bottom through turn 1. He's still there into 2. Allgaier looking to follow. A little bit of contact there with Allgaier. Into the wall off of turn 4. Contact with Brown and Earnhardt down to the bottom. This car has definitely gotten tight over the course of the race. And how about Noah Gragson to the lead? Noah Gragson has just taken the lead. It'll be official at the start-finish line this time. Of course, will we make it to the end? Not totally sure. We'll run off of 4. We're able to hold on to 13th there as Williams couldn't quite clear us. In fact, we're going to clear him easily before we get into 1. And now we missed our mark into turn 1, and that time Williams is going to get on by and clear us off of 1. Into 2, still trailing him now. We're back to 14th. The furthest back in the field we have been in some time. Despite restarting in 11th after losing quite a few spots on pit road. Lost 6 spots. Caution again. We'll bunch the field up another time here. That's our 4th caution of the race. Not sure who it was on that time. Track position going to be the key here at this point in the race. And we'll have another restart. Green flag going to be back in the air once again. We're restarting 13th this time to the start-finish line. Trying to shift up through the gears. Take the 3 wide into turn 1 again. 17 laps to go in the race. Wow, Clements almost came down to clear us now. We're loose into turn 1. Trying to hold on to the car. Around we go. Back across the traffic. Blocking it down. Huge wreck going into turns 1 and 2. And we will have a 5th caution of the race. As they stack up and a pile up into the corner. And cautions are starting to breed cautions now, and the risky maneuver did not work that time for us. Now we're going to have to restart back in 19th. Rear end of the lead lap. John Jackson will get the free pass, but he will still be a lap down, it looks like, and we will have 14 to go on the restart. 5th caution of the race and the 3rd of the stage. And we'll try it again. Actually, we're restarting in 20th here. Green flag back in the air. On the outside. Oh no, 3 wide. Into the wall again. And oh my goodness, we've all wrecked going into turn 1. We were stuck in 3rd gear. Getting way too chaotic at this point. Beginning to be a tougher and tougher race to try and come back from. It's down in front. Oh no, as we turn the 5 of Matt Mills. And another caution with 14 to go. We can't even get a lap into the... Can't even get a lap in. What a crazy race. So now we'll restart in 19th this time for sure. Jackson will get back on the lead lap with the free pass again. Wow. This is costing us a ton of time, too, to try and get back into this race. Green flag back in the air. Got a little bit of damage here. 11 laps to go. Oh, boy. Into turn 1. This is very tight. Didn't take it 3 wide, though, that time. And now we're 3 wide. Going into 2. As we are just trying to hold on to it. With Brandon Jones stuck in the middle. He's fading back now through the pack. To the inside of Garrett Smithley. Can we get him? Not quite, at least that time. John Hunter Nemechek trying to pull in behind us. We are running out of laps. This is going to be a tough one. In 16th right now at the line, we will have 10 laps to go here at Indy. Big run there on the zero of Garrett Smithley, trying to beat him into turn one. Smithley still on the outside, holding strong, and we are still side by side for position. No one giving each other any sort of room to race here. A little loose, had to check up out of the gas, but we're still side by side with the zero. Trying to side draft him there off the left rear corner panel. Big run coming. Going into turn three. Into turn four, very tight. Had to check up out of the gas big time. We're able to hold the position on Smithley. They're up to 15th now, but only 9 to go. Tyler Reddick still in the lead. Three drivers are currently out of this race, out of the 38 that started. The way the first stage went and even the end of the second stage, who would have saw the way this third stage has gone so far here in this one. We have not led a single lap in the final stage of the race here. Going to finally pass Michael Annette for 14th. 8 laps to go at the line. All the leaders still nose to tail up there. Got no time to waste down to the inside of Ryan Sieg. Can't complete the pass though through turn 2. Sieg still on the outside. He wiggles a little bit though, and that might allow us to pass him down the backstretch. Side drafting off one another, trying to get to the inside of Clements now for 12th. Bell is there, driving it in deep into turn 3. Gonna get it to stick. Will we finish this race under green to this point, or will we get a 6th caution in this one? 3 cautions have come out in the last 26 laps of the race. 7 to go right now. Possible we get another as we look to the inside of Josh Williams here through turn 1. Now into turn 2, we're going to clear him, and we're up to 11. We're at the point we still got to pass more than a car a lap at this rate. It's going to be tough. So we got to go for every position possible. We've been played it risky at times throughout the course of the race. We're going to clear the 18. Nope, not quite. He's still fighting back on the outside through turn 3. And in fact, he's going to clear us back again. We'll have to set him up now to get him here down the front stretch to his outside. We're going to get a run. We're going to beat him to the line. We're also going to beat the 22 of Cindric. And we'll clear him before we get into turn 1. Can't quite get to Allgaier yet. We have cracked the top 10. We are up to 9. Now looking to the inside into turn 2 on Justin Allgaier. Off of turn 2. Bell is up to the 8th position now with 6 to go. More like 5.5 though for Reddick, and the guys that are leading this race were still about 3.5 seconds off the lead. And a lot of cars in between us. At least we are not going to catch lap traffic anymore before the end of the race. We only had to worry about that a couple times. And it wasn't really bad at all. Man, look at us just squeezing out there. 5 laps to go as we're just going to get by Chastain down the front straightaway now. And in the final 5 laps of the race, kind of missed turn 1 a little bit. We're trying to run down the 98 of Briscoe. Reddick has led the most laps in this race today, and is not far away from the finish of this one, down to the inside of Briscoe for 6th. As we try to play catch up late into turn 3, driving it in way too deep, but we're able to hold the line somehow. They complete the pass on Chase Briscoe going into turn 4. And we still hold clear. We're in the 6th position at the line this time. 4 laps to go at Indy. We're 2.5 seconds off the lead. Still 5 cars we have to pass to win this race. I still don't know if we're going to stay green to the finish either. Pretty solid run through turns 1 and 2. We start running more perfect corners like we did those two. We got a chance. We're going to catch it past Jones. Up to 5th now. Clearly before we get into turn 3. Can't quite get to the 9 of Noah Gregson. Now into turn 4. 3 laps to go at the line. Good run off of 4. We're going to get around Gregson and we will clear him before we get into turn 1. 3 cars to pass in the final 3 laps of the race. Can Christopher Bell get it done? Reddick in the lead. Justin Haley 2nd. Cole Custer 3rd. 4th is Christopher Bell. Noah Gregson behind us in 5th. But we are still about 1.5 seconds off the lead also. Tough to pass here, but it's going to be even tougher to try and pass the 2 of Reddick with him having the clean air. To the inside of Custer now, into turn 3. We got the advantage. Driving it in deep, trying to get it to stick, and we will. Clearing Custer out of turn 3. Bell is up to 3rd, trying to time it out about as perfect as possible. Will we stay green to the finish? 2 laps to go this time at Indy. Big run coming now on Justin Haley going into 1, but we're not going to have the chance to get to him yet. Ran a little higher. Going to give us a run through the short chute. Now down to the inside. He thought about blocking us into 2. Side by side for 2nd, but he's just going to have us clear, and that's what Reddick wants to see, is us battling each other hard for 2nd. Bell to the inside of Haley now, down the back straightaway. So we try to get away from Haley. Out of turn 3, we are going to clear him for 2nd. Reddick could be in trouble through 4. Back to the start-finish line. The white flag will be in the air. 1 lap to go. Bell with a huge run off of 4. Down to the inside. Caution before we get back to the line. To end the race on the white flag, the caution will fly and we will go to overtime. It's been a while since we've had an overtime finish on the season. Ross Chastain might have been the one to bring the caution out this time, because he is the only guy pitting. And 4 fresh tires. Here at Indy, not going to be enough time to go from 21st to the lead. But Tyler Reddick, fortunately for him, I think we might have had him beat, but now I think he's got a chance again. Plus, he can control the pace on the restart. Overtime at Indianapolis. Possible playoff chances are at stake for anybody that hasn't won yet on the year. Green flag is going to be back in the air here in Indy. Tyler Reddick leads us to the green. Into turn 1, side by side right now. Here we go. Reddick trying to get the advantage, almost made contact with Justin Haley. We're stuck on the top side. Into turn 2, finally able to fall in line just behind Haley. Big run off of 2, sliding down to the inside of him. Down the back stretch, here we go. To the inside of Reddick for the race lead. Going into 3, side by side, Bell and Reddick. Who will have the advantage? Bell might be the fastest car on the track. We clear him up out of turn 3 into turn 4. A little tight again, checking the throttle, but here we come. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go at the Brickyard in the Indiana 250. Next flag will end the race, whether it will be the yellow or the checkered. Past the scheduled distance of the race here as we are in overtime. This race will go 4 laps longer than originally expected. minutes. We are on lap 104. Down the back straightaway for the final time, down to the bottom of the track here, trying to break whatever draft that Reddick might have on us. Reddick also trying to hold off Haley, who is right behind him as we go into 3. A little tight again, but we're able to hold on to it. 1 turn to go, into turn 4, just less than a 1 second lead. An overtime thriller here at Indianapolis. Off of 4 to the start-finish line, Christopher Bell will win at the Brickyard. 17th win of the season. What a race. And this one is well deserved of a celebratory burnout. Burning it on the bricks. Most Indy fans wouldn't approve of this, but what a finish to this race. Unbelievable. Here in this one, 80 minutes total time, 6 cautions in the race, and overtime finish that made the race a little longer than what it needed to be for a 100 lapper. So an hour 20 minutes, we won both stages and the race, so a good playoff point day. 17th win of the year. We already clinched the regular season title before we came into this one, but nevertheless, what a thriller here at Indianapolis as we look at the playoff picture with 1 race in the regular season. Stephen Light may be in the top 20 here, but he is running out of time. He's 39 points behind the cut line despite having the win, so that would be unfortunate if the season opener winner at Daytona will not make the playoffs. We'll have to see, of course, how that would go. Because otherwise, we got 8 different winners on the year. Sorry, 9 different winners on the year total, but Stephen Light is outside of the playoff spot as far as points. Got to be in the top 20. And so the final 4 spots would be Chase Briscoe on points, who has already clinched a spot on points. He's up over 1,000, so he's having a great season. Tyler Reddick, he's already clinched on points too, so he is in. So only 2 spots open. Gregson and Cindric have the final spots there, and Cindric has 45 points on Justin Haley right now. So really, it's just if Light can somehow get into the top 20 in the race at Vegas, that would knock Cindric out. And then it's only a 5-point buffer between Noah Gragson and Austin Cindric. And what if Light gets into the top 20 and we get another new winner? Then both Austin Cindric and Noah Gragson would be out no matter what, because Reddick is already locked in on points. So we got a lot at stake at Vegas. That race will be in a couple days. Tomorrow we do have 3 streams coming. Back-to-back streams in the morning at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing Game. I will have the Cup race at Martinsville at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys then. Hope you enjoyed this race. If you did, hit the like button down below, whether it was the race, the commentary, or the video in general. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy daily NASCAR content during the slow part of the NASCAR season, unfortunately. I'll help try to get you guys through it, of course. And hit the bell notification also underneath the subscribe channel option, or right next to it, wherever it is on that homepage screen, so you guys will never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.